Please, raise a hand how many of you have volunteered in a charity event. Well, you're one of the few who have helped the poor. Today I want to talk to you about something that I believe can truly change the world. It's not about a new invention or a groundbreaking scientific discovery. It's about something much simpler but far more powerful. An idea that many small actions and contributions can make a big difference. Every day, we're faced with huge problems like hunger, poverty, climate change, and these issues can feel so big on us that it's easy to believe that we, as individuals, can't do anything to help. When we see them on news, hear about them from friends, or read them on social media, too often we think that we're too small to make an impact. But I'm here to tell you that this way of thinking is not only wrong, but it's one of the biggest reasons why we struggle to solve these problems. Let me share a story from my own life. A few years ago, I volunteered at a local food bank. It was one of those cold winter evenings, and there I was, helping pack food for families in need. The place was buzzing with volunteers. Some were sorting cans, some were packing bags, and some were making phone calls, arranging more donations. At that time, I saw an elderly woman sitting quietly at a table, folding blankets, arranging them into boxes. At first I thought, her job isn't as important as making phone calls or sorting cans. But then I thought about it, and I knew that her job of folding blankets and arranging them into boxes was just as important as anything else happening in the room. Because without those blankets, many families whose houses didn't have enough heat would have had one less thing to help them keep warm during cold winter months. That's when I realized that every contribution is important. Whether you're giving a little money, volunteering for a few hours, or offering a kind word to someone who needs it, your contribution still makes a difference. And you may not always see the direct impact, but trust me, it matters. The success of any big effort comes from the small actions that people like me and you take every day. This idea is especially important when you're talking about charity or helping others. Too often we think that only one big donation or large acts of service can make a difference. But the truth is that small acts add up. What if we all thought that our contribution didn't matter? Nothing would ever get done, right? But imagine if we all did just a little bit. How much better would things be? How many more people could we help, and how much more progress could we make towards solving the big problems we face? I've seen this firsthand. I remember another time I helped organize a community fundraiser. We were raising money for a playground for a local school. At first, the goal seemed huge. The amount of money we needed felt impossible, but instead of waiting for one or two big donations, we encouraged everyone, neighbors, families, even local businesses to pitch in what they can. Some donated a lot, but many just a little, and soon we had enough to meet our goal. That's when I realized how important it is when everyone comes together, even in simple ways. The key takeaway here is that we all have something to offer. And sometimes it's the small acts of kindness, the quiet gestures, or the moments you choose to help, even in simple ways that matter the most. We create ripples, and these ripples spread far and wide. And the next time you see a need in your community or out in the world, don't hold back because you think that you are not enough or your contribution won't be enough. Instead of that, embrace this mindset, and we can create a better world than you can ever imagine. So if you still think that your contribution doesn't matter, think again. Thank you.